Hello, everyone.
Hey, how you doing? Wednesday night, Inside Live with Alice Howe and Freebo.
Welcome back. Thanks for watching, everybody. We're so glad to have you here with us again for another week of Inside Live. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or listening on WPVM FM out of Asheville, North Carolina, we're so happy to have you.
We are.
Should we start off with some music?
Yeah, let's
Freebo?
start off with some music. And of course, everybody's expecting me to play the bass and Alice play guitar. But I'm going to play guitar and sing, and Alice is going to play bass for this particular song.
And you're going to do something really serious and political, right, Freebo?
No, I'm going to stay away from the politics. There's plenty of politics going on.
You?
Yeah, believe it or not.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we got Christine Lavin on, and we don't know whether Christine's going to be funny or political or whatever. You just never know. But here's a song for all you dog people out there. I know you can relate to it. It's a true story for the most part. Ready, Alice?
Am I in the right key?
Here you go. One, two, three, four. You're in the right key.
Thank goodness.
Once upon a time, everything was so fine, cozy, just my baby and me. I was so well fed, had my breakfast in bed. I was happy as a man can be. Then my buddy called up, had the cutest little pup. I couldn't help it, let him in. Ah, little did I know her affection would go to my new little four-legged friend. She loved my dog more than me. That's right. She loved my dog more than me. I love my dog. She loved my dog, but she loved my dog more than me. We were lying by the fire, burning with desire, when suddenly to my chagrin, as the fire got to stoking, came a cold nose a poking somewhere it should not have been. I thought she'd shoo away, but she told him to stay. It kinda took me out of the zone. Now a man's best friend gets a girl in the end, and I'm left holding the bone.
Ouch.
Cause she loved my dog more than me. She loved my dog more than me. I love my dog. She loved my dog, but she loved my dog more than me. So I'm sitting here fuming while he's getting all the grooming. That ain't how it's supposed to be. Well, you know I don't hate him, but I got an ultimatum. Baby, it's the dog or me. Well, I got a reply as she led me outside, and she handed me my people chow. Now I'm howling at the moon while he's up in my room, and I'm in the doghouse now. Everybody sing with me. She loved my dog more than me. She loved my dog more than me. I love my dog. She loved my dog, but she loved my dog more than me. There's a moral to the story. When you fall from the glory, you gotta do it gracefully. So I'm back in the bed with the dog at the head. We're a nuclear family, and I accept my fate. You know this little debate, because it ain't no democracy. From the moment he came, it's been a doggone shame. Help me out, Alan. It's been a doggone shame that she loved my dog more than me too. Sing along. She loved my dog more than me. She loved my dog more than me. I love my dog. Sheila my dog, but Sheila my dog. Let's do it one more time. Sheila my dog more than me. Sheila my dog more than me. I love my dog. Sheila my dog, but Sheila my dog more than me. Yes, I love my dog. Sheila my dog, but Sheila my dog more than me. Ba 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 ba. So there you go, all you dog people.
Forgive me, Freebo. I was just thinking. I wish we had a third part on that long line.
Yeah, it was kind of missing a
I was
third
wishing.
there. Wishing and missing.
So
Yeah, let's put the headphones on.
it's
So we
time
can-
to welcome our guest.
Yeah, let's
for
meet
tonight.
Christine.
Christine Lavin
The
is our guest
amazing
this
Christine
evening.
Lavin.
We're so excited to have her on. She
Sure
is
are.
such a multi-talented Renaissance woman with such an incredible biography. So many
Amazing.
things she's done, written, produced, videographer, songwriter, singer. Just really excited to talk to her and hear her music.
Mm-hmm.
I heard she had a dog song too, so
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
here she comes.
Turns into a dog show.
Christine
Oh, there she is.
Lavin.
Hey, Christine.
Hi!
I love that song so much.
Thank you.
Alice, I don't know if you knew this, but when Freebo was in New York City not too long ago, well, over a year, yeah.
Okay.
But
Well, over a
he
year.
came to Cast Party at Birdland, which is, one of the biggest jazz clubs in the world. And every Monday night they have this open mic. And who was in the audience singing along on
Hi.
his She Loves a Dog More Than Me? Liza Minnelli!
I have not only heard that story, but my dear friend Claire from college saw a clip of that show somehow on a reality TV show and recognized you.
Really?
I don't know what show. I'm just saying. She was like, "Wait, is that Freebo? Is that
You know
Liza
what
Minnelli?"
You know what show it might have been? Was The Real Housewives of New York, because they come
I think
to
that's
Cast
true.
Party.
Oh, my
Freebo,
gosh.
you come to Cast Party one time and end up on The Real Housewives of New York.
What is
You
up
got the
with that?
magic touch.
I love that. How are you, Christine?
How you doing?
Oh, God. Like everybody else, I'm just reeling from moment to moment,
Yeah?
trying to hang on to my sanity. But luckily, got music
How's
to
it
pull me
going?
through.
Have you succeeded in hanging on to your sanity?
Barely.
Oh,
but
good.
but you know what? It's what we're all going through, and we're all here for each other. And thank you for tuning in, so we can all, we can vent, but we can also laugh about it all because it's all so crazy.
Yes.
It is indeed. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, these are interesting times. What's your take on everything besides hey, keep a smile and make some music? Or
Well,
is that it?
I think that Trump could solve everything if he would look straight in the camera and say, "I am so sorry. I lied again and again and again, and I didn't know people were going to believe me. I'm so sorry. It wasn't true. It wasn't true. Welcome, Joe Biden. Welcome, Kamala Harris. This is a
my
wonderful,
God.
wonderful day for America."
Oh,
Talk
If he
about
could
it.
say something like that, wouldn't that be great?
I'd like to live
Hey,
on
I
that
would
planet.
vote for him.
All right, let's not get crazy.
give me
Well,
something.
don't go too far, Freebo.
Hey, Christine, would you play us a song?
Sure. Speaking of dogs, I've changed my opening song because of you, Freebo.
Oh my gosh.
There is a pet store in Greenwich Village called Le Petit Puppy. They sell puppies and they sell kittens. And you can only imagine what happened in this pet store that the owner felt compelled to put up an 8-word sign. And it became a story in the New York Post, which I read every day. And as soon as I saw that 8-word sign, I knew it would be the first line of my new song. And the sign said, "If you're drunk, you cannot buy a puppy." And where do you go from there?
Oh,
Okay.
man.
I can't wait.
If you're tipsy, you should not purchase a pussycat. If you're stoned, you might think a spider monkey's a good pet. But when you sober up, you won't be thinking that. Think of this as a public service announcement. If you're in your cup stumbling along, despite the obvious thrills, if you're plastered to the gills, buying a puppy now is just plain wrong. And I thought to myself, what are other things you shouldn't do whilst drinking? If you're drunk, you should not get married. Doesn't matter if you're straight or you're gay. Las Vegas wedding chapels have ruined many happy couples. I'm sure many more got ruined there today. If you're schnockered, it's not the time to photograph. Then Twitter yourself in cotton underwear. When you're plastered to the gills, despite the obvious thrills, don't even do it on a dare. Oh, the list of things you should not do while drinking is a never, never, never ending one. But there are things you can do when you've had more than a few and you want to pursue a little fun. If you're drunk, it's a good time to spend money. Yep, the Home Shopping Channel is the best. They've got blowout deals on elastic waistband pants with matching turtleneck and scarf and hat and vest. Order one in every color of the rainbow, including fuchsia, puce, celadon, and winter white. When you're plastered to the gills, it magnifies the thrills to save so much money in one night. And if you're drunk, it's a good time for the tattoo parlor. Get a bloody painting scratched into your back. How about the name of your new lover? A single rose with the word mother. Or the Queen of Hearts smothering a one-eyed Jack. Or better yet, how about a tattoo of a puppy? On your tummies you can pet it every day. When you're plastered to the gills, it magnifies the thrills to own a puppy that will never run away or chew your new shoe. A puppy that will always, always stay. If you're drunk, you cannot buy a puppy. Let that simple phrase be your guide. Do you remember The Sopranos, the TV show? Christopher sat on Adriana's puppy. The puppy's name was Cosette. Cosette died. Christopher was high when this transpired. Adriana fell into a free-falling funk. Little did she know she'd soon get whacked by Silvio. That actor from Bruce Springsteen's band turned out to be a punk. Then Christopher got whacked too. That's what can happen to you if you buy a puppy when you're drunk.
Oh, wow.
I have to tell you though, I sang it the other night and I screwed up the lyric. I said, then Christopher got waxed too. Christopher got waxed? What happened to him? He became a metrosexual or something?
I know, where? Depends where.
Hey, I got to ask you, having listened to that song and the title, how do you go about going to where you go lyrically? I mean, you went to so many hysterical and unusual places in that song. I mean, what's your thought process?
What goes on in your mind, Christine Lavin?
I really didn't know. All I had was that 8-word sign. If you're drunk, you cannot buy a puppy. And I just, well, that's a great first line. And it's also is the title of the album that I put out that year. Because I figured...
I actually saw that on your page on Facebook, Christine, and I was like, well, that's intriguing. I mean, that's like something where you see that record cover and you're like, I need to have this.
But you know what? A sign. Where do you guys live?
In Los Angeles.
Well, no, I'm thinking, but maybe you could use a sign like that out there. But I don't think so. I think people in LA, they're dog people, and they know. No, if you don't buy a puppy if you're drunk. Are you crazy?
I wouldn't put it past them.
People do lots of things when they're drunk, Chris.
And you named a lot of them. And I actually wanted to ask, was that personal experience that you were speaking from in terms of the Home Shopping Network?
I bought this top from the Home Shopping. It was what's that guy? He's on the Isaac Mizrahi. This is one of his tops. Yeah, I bought like a headache stopper, a migraine headache.
Did you
stopper.
actually like dial the 1-800 number and call?
Yeah, it was that one I bought before everything was on the internet. Yeah,
okay.
I'm very, very bad about buying stuff, especially if I'm a little
guilty
tipsy.
myself. Oh, I know the feeling.
Well, Alice,
Hey.
I feel like I'm your opening act, and I just love your singing so much. Where did you come from?
Hey, I'm supposed to be interviewing you.
No, but that's a great question.
I'm just kidding.
I like it. Where did you come from?
Where did I come from? I came from Newton, Massachusetts, and I was brought up in a household of people who love music, and I've just been singing my whole life. I was singing along with my parents' records with Joan Baez and Jackson Browne and Joni Mitchell and Tracy Chapman from when I was a 3-year-old. I mean, there are tapes of me singing when I can just barely string a sentence together, and that's all I can remember is singing. Honestly, I would sit in my little swing set and sing to myself.
Do your
It's
parents sing? Because you
My-
have just such a natural voice. You're just one of the best singers I've ever heard.
Thank you. That means so much from you, Christine. Yeah, my father did, when he was alive, had a beautiful voice. We sang together a lot. Freebo's heard some recordings of us harmonizing together. My
Yeah,
brother
beautiful
has a
stuff.
beautiful voice. And my mom has great pitch also, I'll give her credit. But yeah, it was, my dad was an artist as a young man, but he became an architect. Like, I wasn't surrounded by professional artists, but there was, there was a encouragement of me. I was encouraged for sure to be creative always. So
Well, the only person who would discourage you from singing would be another singer who's jealous.
my dad would give me a hard time, like if I would kind of accidentally switch key, or I mean, he could be very specific with me even when I was really little, like, hey, you screwed up. And I'd be like, what are you talking about? And I'd get all upset, but I would remember it, and it actually trained me. Like, I never had lessons, but he would get after me about it in a good way. So
Wow.
thanks for asking. Yeah, I just learn by doing, I guess.
Yeah. Well, maybe you should show off that beautiful voice. And may I request a song?
You may.
I'm going to request a song that Christine talked so wonderfully about and lauded it. Just the fact that not that many people can do cover Joni Mitchell song with credibility, and you do. Would that be okay, Chris? I thought I would kind of one up you and make this request
Thanks,
on your
Rebo.
behest.
No.
Good. I'm going to turn my mic off so 'cause the trains keep going by. I don't want anything to disrupt
Okay.
this
You
performance.
You city girl. She's got the trains going by. All right. Yeah, thanks for sharing this video. Freebo and I were guests of Christine on her show a couple months ago, and it was really fun to do this song that night. It's one of my favorites of all time. It's called A Case of You. Just before our love got lost, you said, I am as constant as a northern star. And I said, constantly in the darkness, where's that at? If you want me, I'll be in the bar. On the back of a cartoon coaster, in a blue TV screen light, I drew a map of Canada, oh Canada, with your face sketched on it twice. Oh, but you're in my blood like so bitter and so sweet. Oh, I could drink a case of you, darling, and I would still be on my feet, still be on my feet. In a box of paints, I'm frightened by the devil, and I'm drawn to those ones that ain't afraid. I remember that time you told me, you said, love is touching souls. Surely you touched mine, 'cause part of you pours out of me in these lines from time to time. Oh, but you're in my blood like holy wine. It tastes so bitter and so sweet. Oh, I could drink a case of you, darling, and I would still be on my feet, still be on my feet. I met a woman, she had a mouth like yours. She knew your life, she knew your devils and your deeds. And she said, go to him, stay with him if you can, but be prepared to bleed. Oh, but you're in my blood like holy wine. Tastes so bitter and so sweet. Oh, I could drink a case of you, darling, and I would still be on my feet, still be on my feet. Christine, I'm bringing you back. Hi.
Oh, that was so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. I love that song so much. I want to learn more Joni. I need to learn a couple more favorites on the guitar. Had a really good time singing River the other night for a Christmas show that we did. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice.
So, Christine, if I may ask, I want to know where you came from. Where did you grow up, and tell us about, I know you, just your musical history. We just want to know what inspired you growing up, and how did you become the artist you are today?
Well, I grew up in Peekskill, New York, at a military school. My father was a teacher. He was there for 22 years. He arrived at the school right after World War II as a newlywed. And all 9 of my brothers and sisters, all 8 of my brothers and sisters and me were all born at the military school. And the really cool thing was that from 1963 to 1968, it was the summer home of the New York Jets.
Oh.
And we were there. We witnessed Joe Namath joining the American Football League.
Wow.
And my brothers waited on all the Jets in the dining room and made their beds in the dorm.
Wow.
Sonny Werblin was the owner of the team, and both of his sons went to the military school. And the thing is, I hate football more than anything because of the head injuries. And but Joe Namath, I will love forever. He taught me how to throw a football. He actually did. I was so shy, but he was so nice, especially to all the faculty kids. And he was a very good tipper because my brothers used to walk his dog named Pharaoh and wash his green Lincoln Continental. So he was,
interesting.
He's a complicated guy, but deep down he's a really good guy. Anyone who's good to kids is a good person.
He's a Pennsylvania boy like me.
You're what?
I said, Joe Namath is a Pennsylvania boy like me.
Oh, he was from Beaver Falls. Are you from near there?
I'm from eastern Pennsylvania. He's from western, but we both played football in Pennsylvania.
Did you ever play against him?
No.
You're not that old.
No, I'm not that old.
Not quite.
Not quite.
Oh.
So what did you listen to growing up? What kind of musicians inspired you? Now we know what football players inspired you.
Well, it was really the radio because we didn't have much money. Part of my father's pay was we got to eat our meals in the mess hall with the cadets, and we got to live on the grounds of the school. And so that meant a lot to a family of 11 with 9 kids and 2 parents. And so I listened to, it was WNEW-FM way back when they were really cutting-edge radio, and listening to Judy Collins and Dave Van Ronk. And I became friends with Dave Van Ronk, which was, in fact, I moved to New York to study guitar with him in 1976, and I worked as his transcriptionist for a couple years in exchange for lessons, because he was like me, left-handed, playing a right-handed guitar. And he said that when you are a lefty playing a right-handed guitar, you will always have a slight advantage because your left hand is slightly smarter than the average guitar players. However, it's offset by your right hand being slightly dumber guitar player. But he had invented his own system of tablature, and people still follow it today. It was really quite genius what he came up with.
Wow. So you must have been in with all the original folkies then, if you were working for Dave Van Ronk.
Well, you know what? Before that, I moved to New York in February 1976. In November 1975, I was a waitress at the Cafe Lena in Saratoga Springs. And Lena was invited to be part of the entourage of the Rolling Thunder Revue. And I had a driver's license. No car. We teamed up with a girl who had a car. So 3 of us traveled for the first week of the tour of the Rolling Thunder Revue. I got to see the show 3 times. Once from the front row, once from all the way back in the hall by the follow spot, and once from the wings. And I ended up writing a song about the Rolling Thunder Revue that I re-recorded last year on a record, because it was 45 years old. I can't believe I'm old enough to have a song that's 45 years old. But the Cafe Lena was also really important, and it still is for so many people. I guess you've played there probably many times in Saratoga.
One time for me.
And matter of fact, with the Rolling Thunder Revue, we had Scarlett Rivera on our show about 2 months ago.
Get out of town.
We did.
Yeah,
she lives here in LA.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did we say that in unison or in
We
harmony?
did say that in unison.
Yeah, Scarlett was there with Howie Wyeth, Mick Ronson on guitar, and they eventually picked up Arlo Guthrie, and Joni Mitchell did some of the shows, but it was before that I was one of the hangers on.
That was a heck of a band. I mean, Alice and I watched that together a while ago, and and Dylan was just on fire. And that was, for you to have been at least some part of that, especially in your early years.
I know.
A little bit rubbed off, huh?
I was a fly on the wall. I got to see the show. It was before the internet, and it was very hush-hush. They would go into a town the night before and do a show that day and then leave and go to the next town, and there was no publicity. People, instantly, the show sold out. And I know Martin Scorsese edited the film about the Rolling Thunder Revue. So it was quite something to be part of that.
Wow. Hey, I just want to say, because I saw that our friend Shanna in a dress commented on YouTube, and so I want to take a chance to mention that we are doing something really special tonight, actually inspired by Christine, because she does this in a lot of her shows. We're doing a Zoom after party after tonight's show. So as soon as we're done here in about an hour, we're going to jump over to Zoom and do a couple more songs each. And Shanna in a dress, who is a wonderful young artist that I've known for a couple of years. I met her at Folk Alliance, and we all love her music. She's going to be our extra special guest. So, or maybe just extra.
And if you happen to be single, she has this genius ability to take your life and turn it into a song that could be kind of your theme song if you ever went on Tinder or one of those dating apps. She can find you true love.
She is so funny. I can't wait to hear and chat with her and just go around. So you guys will have a chance to ask some questions of us, and actually we'll get to see you and hear you clapping, so that'll be fun. If you clap, I guess. That's assuming that they're going to clap. But
hey, just the name Shauna in a dress. I mean, it's got to be compelling enough to say.
Although, how does she prove that she's wearing a dress when she's on Zoom? She must have to back up and show, the outfit.
I'm sure
you just have to trust. You have to believe.
I know,
Shauna's in a dress. Why would she say it wasn't true? She's not like Trump. She doesn't lie. Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started.
We won't. Don't get yourself started.
Well, Christine, that's a good segue to you playing another song.
Yes. Oh, I thought you were going next. Oh,
I want you to go next, and then I'll follow.
He's holding his bass.
All right,
not ready.
all right. You know what? I wasn't planning on doing this, but I want to do it for this audience because some have never seen me before. And I once dated this guy. He died, but I don't have to go into all that. But he's in the locket around my neck. But we had nothing in common, nothing. But it was great for songwriting. I am at the opera. I don't like the opera, but he loves the opera. I love him. I follow the libretto. I follow the conductor. When I follow the plot, my head begins to spin. I don't understand a word, even when it's English. Everyone around me says, this is divine. I don't like the opera. Look, I'm at the opera. Good thing he can't read my mind. How long did you say this opera was? 16 hours. What a treat. I am eating sushi. I do not like sushi, but he loves sushi and I love him. I'm poking with the chopstick at the living, breathing fish stick. Oh my gosh, I think it's trying to swim. I'm going to stop here because I did this song many times. And one of the times I did it was at Cast Party, that same one where Freebo sang She Loves a Dog More Than Me. And there was a guy at the bar named Rene Ruiz who lives in L.A. And he called me over after I sang the song and he said, you should write a version of that song for a man to sing, because it's not just women who do stupid things in the name of love. Men do too. Is that true? Come on, testify, brothers. In the chat room, testify. You ever do something stupid in the name of love? I bet you have. So I took the challenge, and I've written this. This is called Good Thing She Can't Read My Mind, a Dude's Eye View. I am at a shopping mall. I do not like shopping malls. She loves shopping malls and I love her. Each time she stops to look at shoes, I'm reacquainted with the blues. I'm sure there are men here who will concur. I wanted to stay home today to watch the Green Bay Packers play a monumental pigskin contest of the manly kind. But I am at a shopping mall. I hate shopping malls. Good thing she can't read my mind. Sure. I'll hold your purse while you try that on. No, I don't think that dress makes your butt look big. I am at a craft fair. I do not like craft fairs. She loves craft fairs and I love her. Origami topiary, face painting, scrapbooking, and my favorite, dream catchers. What the hell's a dream catcher? What the hell is decoupage? Morris dancing, I need something I can hide behind. I can't stand craft fairs. Look, I'm at a craft fair. Good thing she can't read my mind. What? make my own soap? How did you know? That was my dream. I am not complaining, I'm just making observations. Expanding your horizons is a sign of sophistication. Now I'm in a Pilates class every Sunday morning. The sometimes thoughts of boxing overcome me without warning. I am at a chick flick. I do not like chick flicks. She loves chick flicks and I love her. Oh my God, it's a double bill. Now I'm really feeling ill. It's Beaches, followed by The Way We Were. I am in an awful mood. I'm eating awful food. All I wanted was to kick back and unwind. But I'm at 2 chick flicks. I hate chick flicks. Good thing she can't read my mind. Tomorrow night is Terms of Endearment and fried green tomatoes. How lucky can one man get? So if you see me in a chick flick, see me in a craft booth, see me in a shopping mall wallowing in despair, don't feel sorry for me, I must be in love. Why in the hell else would I be there? Before I met her, life was dull. I never took any chances, but now I leap at every opportunity I find. I don't like craft fairs or chick flicks or shopping malls, but maybe I will in time. Maybe I will in time. Spend the whole weekend with you at the Downton Abbey Napkin Folding Convention in London? I would love to.
For those who are listening on the radio, they're not seeing your face when you sing, and it's such a funny part. Your expressions are just amazing. They are, killing me. You're hilarious, Christine.
Well, I'm telling you that napkin convention is a wonder to behold.
Is that real?
No, but I would love to start one, because I actually teach napkin folding at intermission at my concerts.
Oh, my goodness.
Some people come for the napkin folding, and they leave before the music starts.
Oh, my goodness.
I'll never get a swelled head in this business, I'll tell you.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, Christine, had already several requests for baton twirling. I'm guessing that's not going to happen in your apartment.
Well, it's very dangerous. Last time I twirled, I totally whacked my brand new microphone.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Hey, you guys, I want to just one item of business.
Business, okay.
And thank you, Brandon, for being so wonderful in the chat. Everybody say hi to Brandon. I don't know if he actually wants people to say hi to him, but thank you for being there, Brandon. You're doing a fabulous job. I want to mention that if you guys are enjoying the show this evening, we welcome your donations. We are going to be splitting them 3 ways between all of the artists this evening, and it really helps us a lot. So thank you so much.
And I could buy napkins.
She can buy napkins. She can buy things on the Home Shopping Network, groceries. I got new tires. You know, basic necessities.
Yeah.
But I want to thank you all. I know it's everybody's doing what they can. So this is a free show, and we're happy that you're watching, whether or not you can give. But if you can, all the links are in the chat, and we so appreciate it. Do you want to add anything to that, Freebo?
Amen.
Oh, and I want to hear a song from Freebo.
For those listening on the radio, you can go to alicehowe.com to find out how to support tonight's artists.
Yes.
And Freebo, would you like to play a song?
I would like to play a song. And let me take my headphones off.
It's been demanded of you by Christine. You must play a song.
When Christine talks, people listen. Yeah, I'm going to do something serious for a change here. Because, there's been a lot of fear stoked in the world, particularly in this country, and the opposite of fear is love. And so that is the antidote, and I would like to do a song about love. It's called That's What Love Is. It's a whisper you hear in the midst of your fear, it's revealing It's a part of the heart, and it's just who we are. It's so healing. It's a power inside, always wins over pride, never judges. And it strengthens and comforts us all. That's what love is. It's a healer of souls, makes the broken ones whole and completed. It's what gives you the strength and the hope when you're feeling defeated. It's a compass and guide, and it won't be denied, so we trust it. It's the light in the dark of it all. That's what love is. And it's patient and kind, and it's deaf, dumb, and blind to the madness. It's the ace of the dealer of truth. It's the healer of sadness. It's a place that you know from so long, long ago, and it's freeing. And you feel when it's there, 'cause you're able to share from your being. And it takes us all higher, and it lifts and inspires all it touches. It's the best part of being alive. That's what love is. And it's patient and kind, and it's deaf, dumb, and blind to the madness. It's the ace of the dealer of truth. It's the healer of sadness. It's beyond right or wrong, and it's not weak or strong. It's not winning. For the young and the old, it's a brave and a bold new beginning. It's the peace and the hope, it's what helps us to cope. It's forgiveness. It's a light that will always endure. It's eternal and simple and pure. That's what love is.
Beautiful as always, Reba.
Thank you.
Getting a lot of beautifuls in the chat as well.
Yeah?
And you know what I forgot to do?
What did you forget to do?
I forgot to announce the giveaway of a Cordial instrument cable.
Oh, the giveaway that we do every
gonna
week
do
for
that
one of our wonderful
before we bring you back,
sponsors.
Christine. We just want to say you all may be familiar with our weekly exciting giveaway of a premium instrument cable from Cordial Cables USA. You want to tell them about the cable, Freebo?
Yeah, this is a Cordial cable right here. This is a Cordial cable. All of our cables
Everything.
are Cordial. And they're a sponsor of our show. They make maybe the best cable in the world. It's 99.9% copper. It's guaranteed for life. And any of you musicians who've had cables, you know they go bad at the most inopportune moments. These pretty much don't go bad.
And when you're sitting there wondering, is it my cable that's the problem?
It's probably not
Is
if
it
you're
me?
using a Cordial.
Exactly.
So we have a giveaway. They sound great because the
because
copper
they
and the
sound like
makeup.
nothing.
They sound like nothing. Basically, there's no resistance in them. So they sound great. They are great. They're long-lasting. They have a lifetime guarantee. And we have one to give away for the lucky winner tonight. Right, Alice?
Yes, that is true. And a T-shirt from Cordial. The package deal. You get a T-shirt and a
T-shirt
cable.
as well. That's right.
So we have picked a number between 1 and 100, and no matter where you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, please just put your guess of the number in the chat, and we will pick the person who has come the closest to the number. In fact, Christine picked the number before the
She
show.
did.
So
That's right.
all right, let's bring her back. we'll announce the winner in just a few minutes.
Welcome back, Christine.
Do you have your headphones on? Okay.
Well, but isn't it your turn to do a song, Alice?
But we just wanted to say hi to you and talk to you because we missed you.
We missed you.
But you're right. It is my turn. I suppose I should do something.
Yes.
I was thinking, Freebo, of doing a song that makes me think of our friend Michael Jokum, who is having his difficult surgery today. Mm-hmm. And so he's been on my mind. And I remember when we were with him and he played the drums on this song, how good it sounded. So I'd like to do my song line by line.
What is it?
Line by line.
Oh, line by line. All right.
You remember when he played this with us?
I sure do. Michael's a wonderful drummer and an amazing human being. Writes an incredible blog on Facebook. And he was born with spina bifida, and he just had an operation today, his 6th operation, going in the same place as back to try and untether the nerves. So we're sending him lots of love and wishing him the best.
Love to Michael. Here's a pretty new song of mine with a recently added extra second verse. It's called Line by Line. I wouldn't call it early. It's not too late. I played my hand, I gotta leave the rest to fate. I could lie here crying, try to understand. My chips are gone, I can't make no more demands. Well, it's hard to face it, I let it get so bad. I stuck a knife into the life I had, and nobody made me do it. And I blame myself. I wouldn't give that power, to no one else. But I'm guilty. I got nothing more to say. I'm not a bad girl. I'm just used to getting my way. I got a dreaming soul from another time, a willing heart and an open mind. If you should care to find, you can read me line by line. My daddy left me, I got a broken heart. It's a good excuse, or it's a place to start. I loved him dearly, and I watched him die. But I caught his spirit, I keep it safe inside. But I'm guilty, I got nothing more to say. I'm not a bad girl, I'm just used to getting my way. I got a dreaming soul from another time, a willing heart and an open mind. If you should care to find, you can read me line by line. I know you tried, but it's not enough. I got a hungry soul, boy, I ate you up. Deal another while the flames are high. There's no use waiting, baby, watch me fly. But I'm guilty, I got nothing more to say. I'm not a bad girl, I'm just used to cathartic.
You catharted?
Hi, Christine. Thank you. Thank you for the claps.
Oh, that was just gorgeous. What a voice you have. Oh, my Lord.
Thank you.
So when you came right out of college, did you just start singing right away for a living, or did you go through day jobs?
I kind of did it all at the same time. When I graduated from college, I moved out to Seattle, actually, and lived out there for several years, and I worked at a guitar store called Dusty Strings, and I was also performing and, trying to meet people in the music scene locally. But I was kind of like taking it pretty slow at that time. It really wasn't until I moved back to the East Coast and was in Boston starting in 2016 that I really started taking it seriously, and went to Folk Alliance for the first time. That's actually where I met Freebo, and that's when I put out my first professional release, and that's kind of when I started focusing. So yeah, but it's always what I wanted to do. Just needed to be the right time for me.
You were born to sing.
Thank you.
That's what I tell her all the time.
Whenever I get down on myself, that's what you tell me, Freebo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, we've shared this before in the show, but so many people out there, I mean, we're conditioned to, quote, do the right thing, which is be successful. And successful means, make a lot of money and get the job and the 2.5 kids and the 2 cars in the garage and the house in the burbs, the whole deal. And rarely is a choice, we think you should be a musician. So I had the same choice, and I was supposed to go off to be a doctor, and Alice did, and somehow we.
Hey, I was supposed to go off and be a doctor too.
Most people in your family are doctors. My dad was a lawyer.
It's been an interesting process. I'm curious if you had a similar experience, Christine.
It's like you're both musical doctors, because you make us both. We feel so good when we hear you perform. So you're healing people.
It's a
You're
healing
meant
art.
to be healers.
I think that. I mean, people say that a lot of times, that I'm supposed to be a doctor. And say, well, you are a healer with your music, and I would like to think so. Really would like to think. I wish they paid us the same as doctors.
I know. Here we are in the pandemic, and everything's just come to a screeching halt. But it's interesting that I wouldn't be doing this now with you if not for the pandemic. And I'm reading all these comments in the chat. I want to jump in the chat, but I don't know how to get there from here.
Oh,
so.
Get there. You can't get there from here, Christine. You know that. That's classic.
I think only I have that power, Christine. I'm sorry. Here, you tell me what you want me to write. I'm just kidding.
Well, you can answer you can answer with your mouth. You don't have to use your fingers.
And also, if anybody has a question for Christine,
but I see this guy named Ed Glazer. He's the one who guessed 13, and the reason why I picked number 13 was because that was Don Maynard's number. He was on the New York Jets.
Great receiver, Don Maynard.
Oh my goodness,
flankerback.
So I'm glad you mentioned.
He was so skinny he had to wear a belt. Sorry.
Name it the Maynard.
Wait, a football player that was so skinny he had to wear a belt?
Yeah.
Yep, he was a flankerback. And he still lives in El Paso, Texas.
I want to make sure Ed Glazer knows that he did indeed win the Cordial giveaway. Yay, Ed. Hooray! You guessed the exact number, which was lucky 13.
Wow. And Mike Edwards I think said 11.
Mike Edwards was a close second.
But
and we will be doing one more giveaway a little later on in the show.
Stay tuned, folks.
So don't go away. But Christine, please play us one more song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Before we sign off for the radio, folks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking if only I had a voice like Alice's for this song. This is from my latest album. And I got the idea for this song when I was riding the New York City subway. My parents met on the New York City subway. Back before World War II, Dad said, "Aren't you one of Judge Crawford's daughters?" Mom said, "How do you do?" That's how the conversation started. Above the clickety-clack, on a train from the Bronx to Manhattan, when two 20-somethings began to chat. There goes the train right now. Can you hear that? Until that day, what can I say? They were two young commuters, long before there were computers. Until that day, What can I say? Stars align when love is kindly on display. Imagine Alice's voice on that note. It would be so gorgeous. First thing they did after they married was to move north, 50 miles up to Peekskill, to live the life bucolic. They were drinking from the loving cup. Babies came one after another, after another, after another, after another. I am the fourth of 9. They did the best that they knew how to keep us kids in line. It was never easy with a family that size. Thank God for our black Labrador Spanky and his gentle, trusting eyes. Sometimes Spanky was the only one in the house to be loved by everyone unconditionally. My oldest sister went to nursing school. My oldest brothers were college bound. Soon I was too, but for much of that time I was lost, until I found that music gave me purpose. So I saved every dime so I could quit my day job, though it took a long, long time. And the younger kids all found their way in science, sports, and history. One became a therapist, one became a journalist. He's a bit of a mystery. Some got married, some divorced. Some have kids who are now grown. I keep up with their exploits, 'cause they text me on my phone. Yep, I'm riding the New York City subway, staring at the screen. I look up. There's a young boy pestering his mom. She looks all of 19. A lovely girl sporting earbuds next to a young man sporting earbuds too. But they're both staring at screens, and for all we know, he's in Brooklyn, she's in Kathmandu. I want to introduce them to each other and say, kids, open your eyes. Standing right beside you might be a sweet surprise. But I say nothing as the subway rumbles into the dark. But every now and then I remember as I disembark that years ago a conversation started above the clickety-clack on a train from the Bronx to Manhattan, where 2 20-somethings began to chat. And on the day they started talking, everything was new. You gotta look up from your cell phone so this can happen to you. Until that day, what can I say? They were 2 young commuters long before there were computers. Until that day, what can I say? Stars align when love is kindly on display.
What a beautiful sentiment.
Oh, that's beautiful, Christine.
Ah,
Yeah.
I
That's-
love
Wow.
but you know, you gotta look up from your cell phone. That's the
what
thing.
I think that so much, especially, well, I grew up in Boston and I would ride the T, and I often would bring a book with me, and it's just so interesting to look around and find that nobody is engaged with anybody. It's
And
Yeah,
if my parents had been doing that, I wouldn't be here, you know?
Oh, they would have met online, Christine. Don't worry.
I noticed it because in your bio and conversation we've had, I know that you took care of your mom till she passed at 99 and a half, and my mom also passed at 99 and a half, which I'm so grateful because I had those last years to let go of my own stuff and really connect with her and appreciate her for the person, that she was. And I'm wondering, did you have a similar experience with your mom in your caretaking of her? And I know I think she had some memory challenge. I don't know if she had Alzheimer's or dementia, but
she had no short-term memory. And I started making videos just to help her remember little things she did during the day. And that's how I make videos now for music, because I did it for her. I didn't even think about doing them for music. So it led me in a whole new direction. And it's true what they say. The time you spend with your elders, it will change you in ways you don't even know till many years later, even. And it's always a good thing to do. And that's just so funny. Did she really want to get to be 100, Reba?
Actually, she didn't. I mean, she said, I don't care if I make it to 100. I think when she died, she was ready. She always was so worried that she would die of something terrible. She wound up dying in her sleep exactly as she was. So she worried for nothing for at least 50 years. But that was her, though. But I got to tell you, those last years with her, like I said, when I let go of my stuff and really appreciate her for her, are precious, and those are the things that I remember, and it really allowed me to truly find my love for her and let go of all. As kids we do that. Oh, Mom, why do you? And you realize that they're, for the most part, they're out for the best.
Yeah. Well, we're the lucky ones.
We are.
We are. I had that kind of time with my grandmother when she had a lot of memory loss issues toward the end and dementia as well. And she was so sweet, and it was so, she would think sort of magical things all the time, and it was really, you would just kind of get with her in that world that she was in. Like my father would sit with her in particular. He was really good with just playing make-believe with her almost, and she grew up in small town in Kansas, and she'd be like, well, we're in Kansas, and he'd be like, oh, where are we? And then they would sit and draw a map of the town together and plot it out. And it was just, the more you could just be there instead of being like, no, that's not where we are. I mean, sometimes you had to set her straight, obviously, but was an important lesson for me to see. I was quite young at the time, but to watch them kind of playing with that reality a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, Alice, we should say goodbye to our friends in Asheville on the radio.
Yes.
And thank them for being with us. It doesn't mean that the rest of you online shouldn't stay with us, but
the show will continue on Facebook and YouTube now, but we are going to be editing this broadcast for a radio to be aired on WPVM in Asheville. So do you want to bid them farewell, Freebo?
Yes, goodbye to our friends in Asheville on WPVM, and thank you, Davine and James Nave, for putting us together, and we look forward to hooking up with more Pacifica Network stations, and we're really pleased that you guys are carrying this show, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. So thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
But for the rest of you staying with us, please
so
don't
awkward.
leave. Okay, it's awkward. So,
oh my God, we're not on the radio anymore. Now we can swear.
Hey,
and
now we can say those 7 words.
I was going to say that in Asheville, I met Elizabeth Edwards. She was a real diehard folk music fan. She was married to John Edwards. Remember the big scandal?
Oh yes.
With all
yes,
of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
the politician, not the
Presidential
musician,
candidate.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She loved folk music. I used to make mixtapes for her. And when she came to New York to do her book show, when she wrote a book, she invited me and I sang a song at it, which is really...
Wow.
She was a wonderful, wonderful person. And I'm sure her children got a lot of their good from her.
Chris, I've got one more songwriting method question for you. And I'm guessing that once you start on the theme, that you don't have the guitar, that you kind of sit with a pencil and paper or a pen or computer and work the lyrics and input music to it. Am I wrong?
Well, you know, that last song, I got the idea for it when I was riding on the subway, and I was looking at my cell phone, and I looked up and I saw this little boy trying to get his mother's attention. And she was staring at her phone, and this great-looking guy about her own age was standing next to her, staring at his phone. And it was just this little tableau that I saw, and I started writing the song, but it was the ending of the song that I wrote first, because I never know. You know how it is with songwriting.
Yeah.
You're never sure if you're writing the beginning or the middle or the end.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Chorus
and that
or the
one,
verse.
yeah, that one I probably spent about a month working on with paper and pencil everywhere. You know, I would just carry it with me, and on a bus or a train, I would take it out and work on it. It's a very mysterious process to me. I don't understand people who can make appointments to write songs. I'm like, what? You get an appointment to get your hair done, not to write a song. I mean, that to me is bizarre.
I'm kind of with you, Christine. I think I've tried to find a balance where I try to just occasionally get out of my usual floaty way of doing it, to be like, okay, no, like with Freebo, like we're going to sit down, we're going to work on this song, you know, no matter what. But most of the time it's the same for me. It's very mysterious. It's like, oh, something just floated by above my head. Let me grab it.
I know, but do you sometimes think that maybe we're being sort of dilettantish to say that we don't sit down and treat it like a real job the way some songwriters do? By the way, do either of you guys have any Christmas songs? Because I was just contacted for a movie that's looking, and Friday's their deadline, and they're looking for unusual Christmas songs, but it's a family film, G-rated, no cuss words.
We will write one tomorrow.
No.
Oh, okay.
The assignment.
I'll send you the guys information.
I guess we got to make an appointment.
and after all, Chris, Christmas is just around the corner.
Well, this is the time. February is when you write all the
Christmas
numbers and produce the records. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's true.
Interesting.
Yeah, as far as that writing process goes, I've done both, but often I found it sitting down with somebody else and coming up with a title and then starting to work on it has worked pretty well for me. That last song I did, That's What Love Is, that actually started with all the music, and I was playing with the partial capo and the chord progression. I came up with the melody, and at the end of the verse, I went, That's What Love Is, and I went, oh my gosh. And I didn't know where I was going to go with it.
I love your story about what you were trying to think of to rhyme with that.
Yeah, fits like a glove is, up above is. I could only think of perfect rhymes like Stephen Sondheim, and I thought, I'm in trouble. I backed myself in the corner. So I called up a friend of mine, Karen Taylor Good, who's a wonderful Nashville songwriter and just a terrific human being. And I said, hey, the song is called That's What Love Is, and that's what it's about, and here's the melody, and I'm stuck. And she started coming up with some great things, which then inspired me to come up with other things. We went back and forth and came up with a great song.
You know, that is a great song, and it never occurred to me that wasn't written, you know, organically just by you. So that's very interesting to know that you've developed these other methods and skills.
Yeah, well, the music was organic, but the lyrics, it was like, okay, this song has to be about love. That's what it is, and it just felt right, and so it was like an assignment, and I find those things to be challenging.
They kind of they make me feel rebellious, I think. I don't know about you, Christine, but when someone's like, write a song about this, I'm like, no! Don't tell me what to write about. There's just a little part of me that has that reaction, which I'm not proud of, but I think, I'm like, no, you can't. I have to wait for there is something, yeah, I don't know. Little ego in there probably, but hey, Christine, there was a question that came in. I'm not sure. Maybe there's a story here, but this is for you. Did you get your hair cut at more than one concert?
Oh my gosh, that happened in Seattle.
What is the story there?
I was traveling and I needed a haircut, and the only window of opportunity I had was during intermission of the concert. And I was at a radio station. And so I asked, and the guy had a nice haircut. I said, "Who cut your hair?" And he says, and I remember the guy was from a salon called the Maine Tamer, and my concert was at the Seattle Zoo. And he was deaf. He was a deaf hairdresser from the Maine Tamer. And we set up a chair during intermission. Everybody crowded around, and people say, "Take more off on that side. Take more off on that side." And that's the only time I ever got my hair cut during a show. And I guess somebody in the chat room was there.
Ann Morse was there. Thank you for that question, Ann. Wow. And then we did get a couple of requests for a song of yours, which is, it's been requested by two people, Sensitive New Age Guy. Oh. So you might have to play that song if you're not opposed.
Well, you know what? That's really hard to do online because you need a bunch of guys.
Oh.
And you need choreography. But whose turn it is to do a song? Is it?
I can't remember.
I think it's Alice's.
I'm losing track.
I think it's your turn.
It's my turn?
Yeah, I think That's What Love Is.
But I don't know any more songs.
Although I have the bass. Why don't you do it? I've got the bass anyway.
Okay.
Do it.
Christine, you can get your choreography together while we do this.
No, I'm gonna do a song about my mom because you talked about mom stuff.
Good.
So,
Okay.
I'm gonna.
And while I am playing this song, let's do another giveaway. Drum roll.
Is this the coffee giveaway?
Tell them about it, Freebo.
Well, we have a
I'll
friend.
be Vanna White.
We have a friend named Arpi Maros, who's got a coffee company. He roasts it and they make it and he sells it
and
in
it's
New
called
Jersey.
Fair Trade Coffee Company. Fairtradecoffee.org.
It's really good coffee, and Arpi is one of our sponsors, Fair Trade, and we are giving away each week a pound of your choice. You just have to go to the website and decide which you want, but we give away a pound of it, and it's the same thing where we want you to come up with a number. Christine has
Also
already
picked
chosen
by
a number.
Christine.
It's not 13. We already went that one. And you could be the lucky winner of a pound of Fair Trade coffee.
Yep, so you can put your numbers in the chat. Great.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm supposed to play a song.
Well, Alice does a song.
I forgot. What should I play? Do you have any requests, Freebo?
Oh my gosh.
You know my repertoire pretty well.
I do, but it's vast. It's a vast repertoire.
My repertoire.
Becoming more and more vast.
It is. I'm recovering songs that I forgot about all the time. You know, I haven't done You Just Never Know in a really long time. Let's do that.
Okay.
So I was driving down the Mass Pike. If anyone's been on the Mass Pike, Route 90.
Who hasn't been on the Mass Pike? I mean, come on.
You're not missing anything. No.
Lovely 4-lane highway, sometimes 6.
I spent a lot of time on that road going from the Boston area out to Western Mass where I went to college and actually drove it all the way to Seattle and back. And it's got a fond place in my heart, so that's where I was driving and singing to myself and thinking about how that road has seen me through so many different times in my life. And this is a song that when I was working on my first record, Visions, that Freebo produced, I brought to him and we finished together. So it's one of our co-writes called You Just Never Know.
And the truth is, you just don't.
Don't give it away.
Oh. But that's the title.
Remember, you start.
I do. Give me tempo.
No, you better do it.
1, 2, 3.
I'm westward bound on the turnpike, and the sky is looking like rain. And the farther I go, the more sure I grow. I can't go back the way that I came. I passed the exit that led just never know. Oh, you just never know. It's time for your bass solo. I got it. Well, I look to this road for my freedom, and I drove it from end to end, and it dumped me into the ocean, and it sent me right back again. Am I covering ground or just spinning my wheels? Have I got farther to go? Right around the next bend, it may all be revealed, but the truth is, you just never know. Oh, you just never know. I take it 1 mile at a time as I get up to speed along these white lines. I'm alone in the gathering night, adrift on a sea of little red lights. Well, I've left in a hurry, and I've taken my time, driven blinded by love, by the tears in my eyes, broken down on the shoulder, with no place to go, and I breeze through the night till I've made my way home. Am I covering ground or just spinning my wheels? Have I got farther to go? Right around the next bend, it may all be revealed, but the truth is, you just never know. Oh, you just never know. Ooh, you just never know.
Oh, that was fun trying to remember that one.
Thanks everybody. Thanks, Christine. Hey, I wanted to give a shout out to Lucia, who is watching. Lucia, who gave me this shirt.
Oh, in New Jersey, yeah.
Lucia and Charlie, I can't believe your name popped up because I just was thinking of you today, obviously, and I wore this shirt yesterday, admittedly, and so I was thinking, what a great shirt this is. And I love that we were staying in her house.
A lovely gift.
And I didn't have anything to wear that night for our house concert. And she said, go in my closet. And I was like, oh, I love this shirt. And she let me keep it. And it was amazing. And I was so happy.
Yeah. Lucia, how you doing? Hi, Charlie.
I just want to...
Madhumita, hello.
Oh, and...
Good to see you on there.
We have...
by the way, excuse me, Christine, somebody said, why can't Freebo and Alice be the chorus on Sensitive New Age Guy? But, of course, they don't know that there's a delay and you kind of can't do it at the same time. Just a thought.
We have had a request, folks, for stories about Eric Lowen, as you guys both knew him.
Mm-hmm.
You knew him?
I not only know, I knew him well, and I wrote a song with him, a beautiful song. Wound up being the title cut of my next to the last record, actually. Yeah, Eric was a beautiful guy. Those of you who don't know him, a wonderful duo, Lowen and Navarro. Dan Navarro is still alive and well and doing quite well in the folk world, but Eric came down with ALS, and he lasted for 8 years, which is very unusual, but beautiful guy and very inspirational guy. And sometimes, those last years of your life when you're in the dying, in the challenge, become the most inspirational. Certainly for me. Was that true for you, Christine? How well did you know Eric?
Well, we were college, a singing duo in college.
Wow.
We were Lowen and Lavin. And he used to wear this white suit, and I used to wear this prom dress, and we do crazy songs together.
That
we
is
did.
wild.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was way, way back, and I think it was the spring semester of 1970 that we started singing together. We did it for about a year.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a great guy, and I introduced him to the guy who wrote Friends. Oh, you got to have friends. Buzzy Linhart.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
he ended up writing a song with Buzzy Linhart.
Interesting. Wow.
Wish I
So
could have
who's-
met him.
Wait, now is it your turn
It's
to do a song now?
I think
Freba?
it's your. I think it's your turn,
Oh,
Chris.
okay, all right. Because I'm ready. I'm really excited to do this because we talked about our moms,
I know.
and my mom, she was very worried that she would do things that would embarrass herself or embarrass her family, and she never did. She never did. But it was a constant worry on her mind. And so one day, my sister Mary, who was so good and took her out so much, Mary's the best Lavin and the whole family, something happened, and our mom said something very dramatic, and Mary came and told all of us, and I thought, oh my God, this has to be a song. And I told all my songwriter friends. I don't think I knew you at the time, or I would have told you guys. And I said, somebody has to turn this into a song, and nobody did. So like 6 years later, I finally did. It's called My Sister Mary and My Mother. Oh, my sister Mary loved visiting Mom. She'd take her out for a ride. They both enjoyed the open road, the gently rolling countryside. So different from the nursing home where she'd sit in a chair, thinking she had just arrived and wanting to get away from there. Oh, they drive past farms and sometimes stop by fruit and fresh picked corn, gather sunflowers and wild roses, being careful with the thorns. But most of all, Mom loved to sit quiet by the lake, eating vanilla ice cream. No need for cake. Yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum, yum. One lovely sunny day, my sister Mary and my mother were enjoying time spent on the shoreline, simply with each other, when a giant osprey swooped on down right out of the blue. Dove feet first into the lake, the way that ospreys do. It emerged with a great big lake trout, wriggling in its claws. While my sister Mary and my mother watched it, defying gravity's laws. It flapped its wings so hard, struggled with the weight of a lake trout that no doubt now had an elevated heart rate. Bum, bum, bum. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, my sister Mary and my mother witnessed this dramatic show. Nature in all of its splendor, beauty, wonder, woe. They watched the bird and wriggling fish disappear into the sky. Then my mother said, I hope that fish had a dream to fly.
Christine. Wow. Hope
That's
this fish
such a-
can.
Stunning line. I love
Yeah,
that. It just
she said-
you don't know what it's going to be at all, and it's just
Yeah,
It's
she
so
said, I
beautiful.
hope that fish had a dream to fly.
I
Oh,
love it. It's beautiful and
Amazing.
beautiful melody too.
oh, thank you. That's for all of you who find yourselves being caregivers. There are moments like that that'll stay with you forever. And thank God my sister came and told all of us about it.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, folks, I think we're almost at that time. I just want to announce a couple things. First of all, our coffee winner, I can't believe this, is Lucia.
Lucia won the coffee?
I swear that was not planned. Lucia Hubner, who
The one
gave
who
me this
gave you the
shirt.
shirt?
Synchronicity. She
The
picked.
shirt.
There were two people that guessed the closest number. The number was 4. We had 2 folks who guessed 7, but we went with the one who guessed it first, to be fair. So we saw the timestamp and everything. And Lucia, you got the coffee, so I will be in touch. I already have your email, and I'll make sure we get you hooked up with the coffee folks. So
And
thanks for
Arpie's
playing.
coffee is the best.
It's
He's
so
just
good.
such a wonderful guy, too.
He is a wonderful guy, really. Does a great house concert series. Did a great house concert
I know.
series.
Oh, I
He
miss
will
house
have again.
concerts. He will.
I hope so, certainly.
Yes, and I just want to mention one more time that if you are in a position to give us a donation for tonight's show to support the artists, we would greatly appreciate that. The PayPal and Venmo info is in the chat, as is my new P.O. box. If you are a check writer, please, number one, look up the SNL skit about writing checks because it's hilarious.
I don't know. I'll have
That my
to check
friend
it
sent
out.
to me. It's very funny. And then you can send us a check to my Know How Music P.O. box.
Oh, and I wanted to
Thank
say
you.
something.
Yeah.
That I made a video of the what happened with my mom and my sister Mary, and I put the word out. If anybody has footage of a real osprey catching a real lake trout in Seneca Lake, to be in
Wow.
touch with me, and I would pay them $100. And 20 minutes after the newspaper hit the ground, somebody had won $100, and it's in the video. It's at my website,
Oh,
ChristineLavin.com.
that's fantastic.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you for
And
for
watch the
saying-
whole video because I have a reenactment of it in real time at the end of the song.
Oh, that's great. Hey, and I want to remind people that we're doing a Zoom call right after this, and I will play that song that I wrote with Eric Lowen on there. If I can remember it, I'll do my best. I'll take a couple minutes in between now and
I
then.
think
But
you can
please,
remember.
please do join us on that Zoom. And how do they do that, Alice?
So yeah, we're putting the info for the Zoom in the chat right now, or in the next couple of minutes, and we're going to do the meeting ID and the passcode. Yep, there it is right there. There is a limit of 100 folks, so make sure you get on that. We've had over 100 people watching the show the whole time, so that's great, and we'd love to see you. So come on over, and we'll do a couple more songs, and we will have
Shanna
Shanna
in a
Shanna
dress?
in a dress.
In a dress, yes.
You're gonna love her. You're gonna
I
think
can't
we're
wait.
nothing compared to her. She's
She
gonna be
is-
such a huge star.
she's a hoot. She's so clever. Thank you, Christine Lavin.
Christine,
Oh,
beautiful.
thank you,
Such a
Allison.
pleasure.
Thank you, Freebo. See you in the Zoom.
We'll see you
We
soon.
will.
We'll see everybody at 6:45 or 8:45. It's going to be exactly.
No, 9:45 East Coast
That's
time.
what I mean. Sorry.
But 8:45 Central Time and
In-
7:45 Mountain Time.
In 12 minutes, we'll see you. That's when I set it to start. Okay.
Is that it? Okay, bye.
She's gone. We're not off yet, but
Oh,
she
we're
left.
not off.
Bye, everybody.
Okay,
we love
bye
you.
now.
Bye. Oh, we're not doing a show next week. We should say we're not doing a show next week.
Should we
Freebo.
tell them now? Are
Yeah.
we still on?
Yeah, we're on.
Oh, hey, we're not doing a show next week because of the inauguration, and not only to celebrate Joe Biden and Kamala Harris coming in, but also who knows what will be going on that day. So we all might be glued to our TVs. So we thought it might be better to take it
Prudent.
out. There's a more important show going on than our show that night. That's the bottom line. So we will see you the week after that, and if I'm not mistaken, our special guest will be David Amram. If you
Yep.
don't know who David Amram is, he's unbelievable. He's 90 years old. He was in the jazz world with all of the great luminaries of the bebop area. He wrote a symphony based on a theme by Woody Guthrie. And he's an amazing person. Great stories.
It's gonna be a great
still
show.
going strong at 90 years old. So
Amazing.
you got to tune in
So
for
that's
that.
on the 27th, but no show next week. So we'll see you on the 27th. And by the way, Janice, you said you couldn't see the Zoom info. If you just go, I think you're watching on Facebook, go to my page or Freebo's page, whichever one you're watching on. It's in the chat. The information is in the chat. We don't have the link because you can't share a link on social media because then you get people crashing Zoom and it gets weird, and we don't want that. So it's a meeting ID and a passcode. So you got to just enter that information in Zoom. All right. Now I'm going to turn it off.
Now we can say goodbye. See you soon.